The English poet Alfred Austin once wrote, "Show me your garden and I shall tell you what you are." We're reminded of that when we look to the gardens of Lower Manhattan, to the people devoted to them. Acres of green covered with gray on September 11th, and a small army has been painstakingly working to remove the legacy of that terrible day, to keep those gardens alive. Here's CNN's Beth Nissen.
The collapse of the Twin Towers sent 2 million tons of pulverized concrete and ash into the air, and into nearby apartments, onto streets, and into the gardens of the Battery Park City Parks Conservancy, 30 acres of lawns, plants, and trees at the southern tip of Manhattan. Tens of thousands of plants like this ivy were encrusted with dust.
Well, what you see here is a lot of the debris that you saw on the plants. It's this dusty material, which is largely made up of gypsum and concrete.
Chief horticulturalist T. Fleischer worried that the dust would choke the plants.
The leaves need oxygen. And so, of course, you need to have oxygen to the roots. This caked-on material, of course, doesn't allow the oxygen to get to the roots.
How much of the plant life in the park looked like this?
I would say certainly about 2/3 of the park was covered in this kind of debris.
Conservancy staff members, from the horticulturalists to the secretaries, went to work, cleaning the garden's 400 species of trees, shrubs, and plants.
We picked out the major debris by hand, and then got the rest up with rakes and hoses, sprinkling it down.
When damp, the dust formed a layer like felt that could be picked off mulch and topsoil in clumps and then discarded. Getting the fallout off lawns was harder. Even after the debris was removed, dust coated every blade of grass. Workers tried to clean the grass with water, brooms, even industrial vacuum cleaners.
We tried vacuum cleaners, but it didn't pick it up. So we basically came in with a sod cutter, cut all the lawn, rolled it up, hauled it off, and put down new sod.
So you rolled it up like a dirty carpet?
Yep, that's just about what we did, yeah.
And laid a new carpet?
Yeah.
Within a month, workers had removed 125 tons of debris and dust-encrusted material. But the garden keepers had deeper worries about the soil. Park soil started out as landfill, excavated from the World Trade Center site. The soil was carefully enriched over the years, using only organic fertilizers and compost.
Yeah, soil looks really nice here.
The Conservancy has done baseline tests to see if the dust from the pulverized buildings has upset the soil balance. The preliminary results? So far, no elevated levels of harmful heavy metals, lead, cobalt, arsenic, and no decrease in beneficial bacteria and fungi that help sustain the park. Fleischer did a dirt-cheap test of his own. He looked for earthworms.
Because if there was anything really bad in that soil, invertebrates would be the first to be affected by that. And when you see these guys peeking out looking for air, well, that's a real sign of hope.
Hope is growing throughout the parks. In garden beds covered in ash just weeks ago, there are signs of new life. Just yards from Ground Zero, which still smolders, bamboo and crabapple trees do their leafy magic, clean the air. Somehow the gardens still bloom with salvia and spider flowers, the last of the summer roses and the first of the winter holly. Even fragile plants have held up through the smoke and ash.
Certainly a garden to me is a metaphor of hope and of healing and health. The soil and the plants are healthy. Life is going on.
Beth Nissen, CNN, New York.
That's Newsnight for tonight. We'll see you tomorrow at 10. Good night.